All right, 3, 2, 1. Episode 16. White Claw Wednesday coming at you.
What up, y'all?
What up?
Wait, did you just crack it? And
I did.
we got to cheers. What up?
All right.
Cheers up, brother.
Cheers.
16,
cheers.
baby.
Episode 16. Yep. Sweet 16.
Should have showed up in dresses. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Got to set up right now.
Yeah, we're in position. All right. So, that's about to fall,
This
Ryan.
is really not working.
Yeah. Ryan needs to tighten his mic thingy stand. What's it called?
Let's just start over, yeah. We can't, huh? We cracked the cold ones.
Yeah, we cracked the cold ones. I'm happy you guys get to hear that. Let's start over because I'm going to teach Ryan a nice lesson here.
That shows our personalities, I think. It shows
yeah, because I'm like, Ryan, this is a podcast, okay, and this is you and me having a good time, okay. The bloopers are welcome. All right.
Apologies for everyone.
We don't need to.
Hopefully, it's not sounding.
We don't need to restart when your mic's just a little fucked up.
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to get it on the right position, unless it's totally broken.
It did break last episode.
It
so what
fell.
happened is they have these little foam like cushions.
Yeah.
And the cushion like folded over, and so it doesn't work well.
Oh yeah, no, I saw. Yeah, the cushion on the clamp part that you're trying to
Newsflash,
work on right now.
These are from China, everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, China makes great products.
They do. They also make PPE, face masks.
What's the
personal protective equipment?
Personal protective equipment.
We don't have to go into that.
I have a ninja mask for that. I've been wearing a ninja mask.
Okay, I think we're good, man. Sorry about that.
Oh no worries. Yeah, I've been wearing a ninja mask, and when I first started wearing it, I was doing because it really is a straight up ninja. Like it's a black ninja mask, and all it leaves open are
You've
my
just been
eyes.
wearing it at home.
It's just no. I wear it when I go out for my mask. It's my mask.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
It's my mask, and if any of the listeners, and I know you're familiar with Spider-Man, the original one,
of course,
Tobey Maguire.
Of course.
The homemade suit he makes, if you can recall the mask, the design of the mask, the only cutout is the eyes, that kind of that oval shape on the eyes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of mask I have.
Nice.
But it's all black.
You literally go out.
I go out with that mask
burglar mask on.
Yeah. So when I first started going out,
no, you don't.
No, I swear. When I first started going out in the pandemic with the whole mask rule, I would
hilarious.
I would put that on, and then I would pull back the top of it behind my head, so that way only like my eyes and down.
Yeah.
So the whole like eyes and above was all exposed. But then I decided, fuck it. I'm just going to wear the whole mask.
You're probably getting some serious. Honestly.
And I went to Stater Brothers last night to get my mom ice cream.
And you just had this
I had
on?
And all I had this, and I walk in like that.
Is it like...
No,
is it straight across?
It is
it's
really...
like an oval, or is it two
it's
circles?
It's an oval. It's exactly like the Spider-Man mask. It's an oval. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I walk in Stater Brothers like that, and I've done other errands like that. And I've just been doing it. It's fun. I even drive around in the car. I keep the mask on.
Yeah.
So like I feel like people are up at the stoplight next to me, and like they're looking and they're like, "What the hell?"
I always find it funny how everyone's putting on their mask and stuff, but I just feel like the general public is so misinformed about, including myself, by the way, is so misinformed about how to properly use them that I don't know if it's really effective. Because like for me, for instance, I'm like reusing the same mask like 2 or 3 times. Is that...
Well, what I try to do is I just washed my mask today. And what I try to do is I try to...
and like you're not supposed to touch with your hands, obviously.
Well, yeah. Well,
so
what
like
I do is I only...
This,
no, I mean, I only touch...
It flips and hits your head.
Right. When you have a full-blown mask like I do...
Yeah, so you have a burglary mask, basically.
When you have a full-blown mask like I do, it is very easy to handle it without touching the spaces that your mouth are going to be and expose them.
What if you had just the one that's like right on your face?
Oh, those are really hard to handle.
They are.
And that's why I don't... And that's why when this whole mask thing hit, I immediately was like, oh, I got that in my drawer. I was like...
Ready to go.
I was even excited because I can walk to the store with that mask on. It's kind of like I'm living...
You don't walk to the store.
No, I didn't walk to the store.
Okay.
I mean, I can walk into the store with the mask on.
There you go.
But it's like the Watchmen series that premiered on HBO in fall of 2019. It was, set in 2019, and it's the main events of Watchmen happened in the late 60s, 70s, and the show is, a repercussion of what happened in the original Watchmen comics. And pretty much it's a society where cops need to be protected. Their identities need to be protected.
Ooh,
wow. So the cops wear masks.
Wow.
So nobody knows the identities of the cops.
That could be like a weird, like, alternate universe type thing.
But it kind of feels like that right now.
But it's not that, like, far off.
I mean, it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching a show where the cops are the main characters, you're seeing all these characters in masks. Like, just regularly, like, they're not even superheroes. They're just wearing masks to wear masks.
Right.
And that's kind of what this is reminding me with seeing all these people with different masks and stuff. And I'm walking around with a burglar mask. And
it kind of makes you feel really good, It almost makes you feel like you're entering into, like, a scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put on your mask, like,
oh, yeah. And
like
then
you're prepping for something.
When I come back home, I don't know if you can think of, like, remember in Spider-Man 2 when he's losing his powers and he falls down that the huge.
I'm following that.
He's swinging around.
He's trying
in the full suit.
Yeah.
Thinking about Mary Jane, and
all of a sudden
his web doesn't come out, and he just falls right in between in an alley.
Yeah.
And remember, he just tears off his mask and like looks at his webbing. Dude, when I come home, I do that exact mask tear. You grab from the top and just yank down.
I love that scene, dude. I find it so funny. He, like, hovers in the air for a while.
Yeah, because
he does that, and he's like going straight, and he's like, yeah, he's just, and then all of a sudden, then he starts falling.
Yeah, it's so cool. Oh man. Speaking about that, dude, Sam Raimi, the director of the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire, he got hired to. He's directing Doctor Strange too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually,
I'm excited for that. And speaking about superheroes, Jacob left the comment about wanting to hear about our favorite hero entrances. He was mentioning Captain America coming in Infinity War at the train station when they're saving Vision and Scarlet Witch. Do you have a superhero entrance that immediately pops into mind? One that gives you chills?
Yeah. So I think the two that popped in my mind when we heard the suggestion. The first one that popped in my mind, not really an entrance to the universe, the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
This might be a popular one for everyone, but it's just like the one that pings in my mind immediately is Avengers when Thor goes and remakes his hammer, and he's coming back from space and he
lands in Wakanda.
You just see, he lands in Wakanda with the freaking massive ass battle. He throws like this, and you just see it come down. It's like, and then,
are you talking about when? Wait, because that's a different shot from. Are you talking about when Thor?
No, you see it's the lightning at first, actually.
Because Thor, Rocket, and Groot all come back at once. They all teleport because Thor's new hammer can teleport them places. So they all teleport into Wakanda at the same time when the battle's like shifting, and they come in and the music's playing and like it's the three of them and he's got the new hammer.
You're right.
Is that the part you're talking about?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
when
he throws his new hammer
at Thanos.
And he hits him right here and he comes in and he grabs onto the axe and starts like pushing it in.
Okay.
That is a great entrance. Although it's not really an entrance to the universe.
Yeah.
And then the other one that came to mind. And I think it qualifies as an entrance because this is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse when he's struggling to like find his powers and everyone's like he's not ready,
Yeah.
He's not ready to fight them off to send us home,
Yeah.
And then he's got his outfit on and he's on the roof and Danger's playing. I don't know if you guys know the song Danger. But
and he jumps off.
He jumps off, and like it's really like his entrance as like, bam,
that's Spider-Man.
That is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it qualifies.
Yeah, that part gives me the chills.
Oh, dude, you don't understand how many times I've watched that scene where he jumps off the roof and like they build it up, and you're like, oh shit, like is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? And then all of a sudden you hear that, and he catches on. He's like, do do do, and he swings, dude.
Yep.
That shit's epic. Probably my two favorite scenes, yeah.
I think mine...
Or the two that came to mind.
I have to give mine to that Avengers Assemble line in Endgame. When they're all lining up, and it's just like, I don't know. It's one of those things where
you're talking about when Doctor Strange,
Strange,
who's the Asian guy?
He opens all the portals. Well, Doctor Strange,
all of them are. They're
all
doing this.
The portals,
bringing
everybody back who returned from the snap, and it's the whole. It's got everybody,
gang, dude. Literally every single character.
And not only that, but you have like the characters, like where they're from. You have all their people fighting with them.
Yep.
So like all the Asgardians are fighting. All the Guardians of the Galaxy people are fighting. Like everybody just comes in, and
the Wakandians.
Yeah, the Wakandans, exactly. And and Captain America says that, and it's the way he says it too. It's just, oh man, he does the long pause between Avengers.
Yes. And it's like the panoramic.
Because he yells Avengers to get everybody.
Doesn't he catch his? What does he do? Or does he pick it up? What does he do?
No,
he does something with his shield.
Avengers. He yells it.
Yeah.
And then he brings Thor's hammer into it. He brings Thor's hammer, and he catches Thor's hammer, and he just like in the most kind of like badass, like angry, like let's fuck him up way. He's like, assemble.
And he's got the rugged look at that point.
Dude, yeah,
too. That's what's badass.
He just got his ass kicked by Thanos. Like he was fighting him by himself, and he thought it was over. And then the whole squad shows up.
Everyone's like, and it's like, oh man, like we lost again. And
honestly, I think
he's like getting up all slowly, and then it's like they just come out of nowhere.
And that moment before, like you hear Sam say "on your left," and that's a callback to Winter Soldier, and that part is killer.
That's very meaningful.
And then I think my second, oh man,
did you get a top 3 or?
I think if I had to do another one, it would probably be I think in Logan, when he when he injects the serum in him that makes him go berserker mode, and he's got that moment where he's like he flexes and he like yells, howls, and then he just takes off running, and because that led into like an awesome final scene with him where he's just tearing through dudes and slicing them up. Speaking
of Jacob and Logan, Jacob commented on our last video, or maybe it was two videos ago. He commented on our beards. And he's like, Frank's got the
he compared my look to Wolverine
look. Yeah. And I was like, it's a lumberjack Logan hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to cut it when
I gotta rewatch that movie, man.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna shave the beard. I actually watched that movie with you, Logan. We watched it with your dad. Yeah. Do you remember that? We watched it here.
I don't, but it's a great movie.
It, Ryan.
Sorry.
Ryan forgets some like cool memories that I have. It's okay though. It's okay. I hold on to them for Ryan.
You do.
Yeah.
You have a really good memory though.
I do have a pretty good memory.
You remember everyone's birthdays.
I am good at that.
I do not do that.
Did I tell you Michael didn't respond to me when I texted him happy
classic
birthday?
Michael, right?
I was like, what? I can't wait to see him in person.
We're talking about our buddy.
I can't wait to see him in person. I think
we fucking love the guy. He doesn't reciprocate our love is basically what we're saying.
I'm going to slap him for it. It's been a while since I've slapped him. Yeah, speaking about slaps, we used to slap each other when we were drunk. And when we used to do that, White Claws weren't a thing.
White Claws were not a thing back then. You're right.
No, they were not.
In fact,
and do you remember?
I can't tell you.
These were Coors. These were Coors Light back in the day.
That was kind of the vibe.
That's what it was.
Except they still weren't as good, right? I mean, if you think about like,
no, not at all.
The progression of like alcohol that you have to go through until these come into your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's crazy to think about, and it's so refreshing to think that these are in our lives now.
Exactly,
because these are my primary source,
and they came about
under the influence.
They came about right when we, turned 21.
That's true.
Yeah, they've been around for a couple of years now. So, but yeah, I remember my first Coors, and I the first thing that popped in my head was, wow, this is like.
I can't remember my first drink. I think it was Coors.
Well, Coors was my first beer. Wasn't my first drink. My first drink was
Was it in Germany?
No.
Mine was in Germany, so I don't know what it was, but it was fucking delicious.
My first drink was I think it was a rum and coke, but it was the rum
mixed
was
drink,
rum
okay.
was Fireball.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that even rum?
No, it's not. But it's
What
brown.
is it considered?
It's brown. It's brown. So I mean, it's just like
You just throw it in there.
I just
Is
mixed
all
it in
rum-
with Coke. I think it was
Is
it was rum
brown?
and Coke. Do you remember? You weren't there that night, Ryan. Remember the pool night?
Are you asking me if I remember something that I wasn't there for?
No, but you remember us telling you that story with going to the pool that closed at 10 p.m. and we were drinking at the pool.
Dude, I was there.
No, it was me, Michael, Scott, and Sam.
Oh, okay. I'm
You
thinking
were
of a different time.
you were there. You were there. I mean, there were a lot of good times like that, but
Dude,
that was the
crazy
first
times
time
we
I
had-
drank. That was the first time I drank.
Crazy times we had, man.
We did a crazy
I
time.
for sure.
But do you remember us telling you that story
Yes.
because the cop showed up? And remember I tried to hop on the fence to climb
I
it?
was there.
Are you sure you were there?
I'm positive I was
were
there.
all five of us there? Because I swear one of us was
We were
missing.
near Sam's house.
Yeah, we
in
were at Kenzie's house.
Yes. I was there, dude.
You were there?
Yes.
We were at Kenzie's pool.
All right, we got to tell the story now. Listen, we were at our old friend Mackenzie's house,
Uh-huh.
and we were fucking stupid. And so we
Yeah,
this
we
was
went
like
to-
when we first started
We went to
drinking.
drink at a pool that was...
This is when I came back from Germany. All the guys came back from Germany,
Yeah.
and we were hyping Frank up on it. Totally bad influences. And
Wait,
our
wait.
other friends wanted to... Am I telling it wrong?
No, you're telling it fine.
Okay.
I just... Yeah, go ahead. I was just getting excited.
And so we thought it was a smart idea to get a bunch of... It was mainly hard alcohol.
It
right?
was hard
was
alcohol.
like
it
Malibu.
was all hard alcohol and soda and just like it was just
Yeah,
mixers. Yeah,
it was
hard
just
alcohol
like
and mixers. Yeah.
Anything we could find. And we went into...
It was definitely
a
like Kenzie's
pool.
brother or something. And that was like the hookup.
It was a pool in a like condo, townhome type area.
Yeah, in Riverside area. Yeah.
Where you literally have 10 feet from the pool and like where people are living.
Yeah, and
and
the pool closed at 10,
the pool closed at 10.
and we showed up at
I
like
don't know.
10:15.
I don't know how we got in. We got in and it was late. Yeah, 10:15 at least.
Yeah,
Anyways, we
we
proceeded
were
to
there
get
for a while.
way too drunk.
Yeah, we were there. We were there drinking
The
for a while.
cops show up, and the first thing that Frank tries to do is hop over a fence
Hop on the fence.
that is like just straight bars up and down.
Yeah, yeah. Like
There's nothing you could put your feet on.
the
'cause
really
if you put
tall
your feet,
metal fences with just a bar at the top,
a
and
bar at the top,
bottom.
bar at the bottom, and then just
And then
bars
just-
in the vertical up and down.
Just thick, square
They're the hardest to climb
spikes
because
just
if
going
you
up.
if they're the hardest to climb because
So tall.
if you try and put your foot for like leverage,
It will just go right
your
through.
foot just goes right through the
Because
fence.
it's like the perfect part for your
Yeah.
foot to just fall all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And there's way too much space between the top bar and the
shit,
bottom
dude.
bar
Yeah.
to have any sort
Yeah.
of, push
So
off the bar.
What did the cops say to you? The cops said to you, cops said-
son, you don't want to do that.
wasn't he like, do you really want to do that?
Yeah,
son?"
I think it might have been, do you really want to do that, son? It was something like questioning if I wanted to do
Dude,
that.
That is hilarious. Yeah, that was a really funny memory. Scary though, because we were really stupid.
Yeah, and like,
And so they basically, we got to tell a story because, I mean, what really happened? They talked to us. They were like, what are you guys doing?
Sam immediately is like, all right, do you want us, are we're being too loud and we're not allowed to be here because it's closed. Sorry, can we leave? Do you want us to leave?
Yeah.
Be quiet and leave.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. And
Basically,
so that's what we did.
that was it.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
And they even let us, I think they let us take the alcohol. No. Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I think we cleaned it up and threw it away. Yeah, we cleaned it up and threw it away. That's what we
Okay.
did. Yeah, we cleaned it all up off the table and then we threw it in the trash can. That was at the pool.
And I mean, I'm talking like we were so hammered too.
Oh, and it was all there. Everything was there.
And
all
it was
the,
literally
all the
right out in the
mixers,
open. It
all
was
the
like,
alcohol, the cups.
There's
everything.
a gate. The distance between me and Frank right now.
Yeah. They're like 8
And
of us,
then
I think.
our alcohol is on a table like 6 feet away, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was really
man,
that
how
was
did we
crazy
get out
to
of that
me.
one, dude?
Well, I think because we're white. I'm being honestly dead serious. I'm being dead serious.
Do you really think so?
I do.
No, because Peyton was with us.
Yeah, but she's a girl.
Okay.
And actually, Ryan, she left. Remember, she left. She was like,
You're right, dude.
I actually have like she had like a soccer thing in the morning or whatever, and she had to leave.
Yeah.
I specifically remember us all trying to convince her to stay, but she left.
That's right.
And
good for Peyton.
yeah, so
Don't hang out with us.
yeah, because we were white. We got
Fuck.
we got away with it
We're
because
also
we were white.
stupid, dude.
Yeah.
We're idiots.
I mean, it's kind of sucks to laugh at it, but it is definitely true.
Well, it is very unfortunate. I like to think that, cops are nice, but
yeah,
probably not.
If I wasn't a white guy hopping on that fence, that would have gone a lot different. I can honestly.
Anyways, we
what?
we got out of it.
Yeah, we got out of it.
And we literally like it
I thought
was
my
so
life was
weird.
over.
It was like they just told us like, hey, guys, like figure your shit out because we were stumbling everywhere, and get the fuck out of here. Is to sum it up in 2 sentences.
Mm-hmm.
And
there were like 3 of
the
them.
girls like go home. Like the home's like right there in the condominium.
Yeah, they were at Kansas lived right across the street.
And then we like run down this hill
we
like
took
a
off,
45 degree angle.
As soon as we were out of there, as soon as we were out of their eyesight, we just
book it
took off sprinting
to Sam's house. Yeah. Like
took off sprinting
as if they couldn't see us running.
Yeah. So. And I remember.
Oh, dude, we're really laying it down, huh?
Yeah, we are. But we're not giving any last names, so we're chilling.
No, of course. I mean, I'm not worried about other people.
No, I'm just kidding.
They know our last names.
Yeah, they know our last names, so they can draw the dots.
That was a crazy experience.
That was, yeah.
Hopefully, not a lot of us, or not a lot of our experiences involve cops.
Oh, but a good amount of them do. A good amount of them do.
I'm thinking of another
even separately,
experience.
like we've encountered cops together multiple times. And we've also encountered cops together multiple times when we've been separated too, like in different places, different party situations.
I'm thinking of a situation.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about a drink right now.
Uh-huh.
I was coming off of the Germany hype, you know, where like all the beers there is like amazing,
delicious.
It's
true.
So good.
God, Germany was so much fun, bro.
And you get like fucking half liters. Just all
you
need is one. And
I've been drinking out of my liter hose.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Wait, it's not called a liter hose. That's the overall
Stein.
Stein. Yeah, I've been drinking out of my Stein, but it is a liter. That's how much. That's
the
how
liter
much
hose in rally or what?
No, I'm the liter hose in rally. Yeah, true.
Shit, what was I saying?
You were talking about Germany, like coming back.
I was coming off the
being
hype.
Used to the good beers.
And like, I had just started drinking. I went to Germany when I was 16, everyone. We went on a student exchange program.
That's when it's legal to drink there.
And it is legal to drink there. So, we were having freaking half liters and thinking we were hot shit.
I went there 2 years later as a 17-year-old.
Right. And so we came back and like, I got close to the group that we went with, and we went over to Katie Waterland.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I was like, as you were saying, I was like, it doesn't matter, dude. I don't think she follows you on Insta. I don't think she'd know about the podcast.
I follow her. I went over to her house, and there was like a party going on. And
yeah, I remember that.
Dude, they were pounding vodka that came out of a plastic bottle. And like, I'm looking back on it now, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But like,
well, Sam and I did that at a party once.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I did that multiple times. That's a classic move.
No,
vodka.
not for me. Listen, vodka out of a plastic bottle. Like
Ryan,
literally,
if I'm being honest with you,
Frank,
like,
something that I can squeeze.
Tastes kind of the same.
No. I'm talking about it's packaged in a plastic vodka.
I know what you're talking about. I will say that plastic vodka is very gnarly, and it is a little bit harder to put back than a vodka that comes out of a glass bottle. But I really don't think there's enough of a difference to be like, drawing straws between like the chugging out of the plastic bottle is nastier than chugging out a like Grey Goose. I feel like they're both kind of
vodka's
in the same
terrible
arena.
All around the board. I agree.
Ryan, vodka is my favorite.
My
favorite hard liquor. Vodka is my favorite hard liquor.
Why don't we just go through? What's your favorite? Like if you let's say
my favorite drink to order at a bar is a screwdriver.
I don't know what that is.
A mixed drink that I'm going to at a bar is a screwdriver. It's all Ryan. It's 2 ingredients. It's vodka and orange juice.
Why didn't you just say vodka orange?
Because it's called a screwdriver.
Is it?
No, it literally because you go to any bar and say screwdriver and they'll make it for you. They might look at you. They might look at you like, oh, this guy's a fucking dumbass who orders a simple,
if I get
stupid
vodka,
drink. But I love orange juice, and I think vodka is the best hard. I think it's the best liquor.
I tell you what,
because it doesn't try to lie to you. It doesn't try to finesse. It doesn't try to. We're brown. We have a little different taste too.
Ooh, taste the barrel. Ooh.
We're either clear or not clear. we're either clear or we look like piss. That's tequila. Don't you think tequila is either clear or it kind of has like a piss kind of yellow to it?
Yeah, when you get the dark tequila,
Tequila is rough for me.
Gold tequila.
Okay, so if I had to say, I go vodka, liquor. No, that's first. That's the first choice.
Name it.
Second choice, I'll do anything that's brown. I'm going
whiskey.
If I'm ranking liquors right now, if I'm ranking liquors.
Yeah.
First vodka, second anything that's brown, and third is tequila. Am I missing any?
Probably.
I'm probably missing some stuff, but I feel like the general.
Like the main
I feel
three.
like the general three of liquors are vodka, tequila, and the brown.
All right, I would say I'm putting whiskey on top.
Madman.
Not for. I do.
I'm talking. You're throwing one back.
No.
What are you throwing back?
When I think of drinking liquor, which I never do.
I do.
I'm thinking.
I only do when I'm like out with a lady.
Okay, yeah, same. Like if I'm going to a fancy dinner, and I'm like with Amanda, I'm gonna get an old fashioned. That's my like fancy drink.
Old fashions are great. Old fashions are great.
They're classic, and you know what?
Right there for old fashioned. Yeah.
They make me feel like I'm a fucking successful person. You know?
Yeah.
When I'm going out, when I'm at the bars in San Francisco, vodka Red Bull. That's my drink.
I cannot fuck with that, dude. I cannot fuck with that.
You know why I like it?
I hate that shit.
First of all, it is overpriced at every single fucking bar.
It is over.
However, it gives you the boost of energy.
Story to tell you about vodka Red Bull.
And the vodka. Dude, I think I paid like $15 for vodka Red Bull one time. And like you don't even know what you're paying until they swipe your card.
Try $25 for vodka Red Bull.
What?
Yeah. So Tristan's 21st birthday weekend.
We
go to one. Tristan's 21st.
Christ. Dude.
Tristan's 21st birthday weekend. We go to Vegas.
That hurts.
We're in a nightclub.
My wallet.
We go to the bar.
Yeah.
And this bar is, honestly, I'm not a big fan of nightclubs. If you're not famous,
I'm more of a bar guy. Yeah.
If you're not famous, a nightclub is going to be a packed, kind of sweaty, expensive experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're about that, that's cool. But
I mean, unless everyone's like ready to turn up, like everyone's down.
Have you
everyone's
been to a club,
going.
Ryan?
I have, yeah.
Okay. You had fun?
Yes.
Okay. Because here's the difference. That's what was weird. I was with people who I had fun with, and the whole rest of the Vegas trip we had fun. But the time we had the least fun was when we were in like the packed, sweaty club where we were trying to push people out of the way for $25 drinks.
Okay, see, that's not the experience I've had. I've had space.
Where'd you go to a club? Did you go to a Vegas club?
San Francisco.
Okay, I feel like maybe the club's got to be better in San Francisco.
One of them's I think called Nuvo.
Because I was not about the club we went to at Vegas. And yeah, so these vodka Red Bulls were $25. And I did not go to the bar because I knew the price were going to be ridiculous, and they were. And I took a sip of one though. I mean, at least they made it super strong because it was ridiculously strong. But to me, the flavor of Red Bull isn't strong enough to counteract the vodka in a way. Because I think the orange juice does a nice thing with the vodka, makes it.
You think it's the acidity? What do you think it is? The sugar plus acidity? What do you think?
I think it's the sugar plus the acidity. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and I just like that it's like a simple drink that's quick and it has like a name that's famous and everybody knows it.
I always say vodka Red Bull, no ice.
No ice.
Or else you're getting mainly frozen water in there.
God, you're a no ice guy. Ryan, you actually
know what's so funny?
Did you say no ice, Ryan?
I do, but you know what's so funny? I know, I'm that guy. Sometimes they don't even give you it. I'll be like, vodka Red Bull, no ice. And like, we don't do that. And I'm like, you guys are all a scam.
Ryan, they're running a business here. They're gonna take
I don't actually say that. Of course, I'm like, all right.
Did you realize what ice does? Saves money.
Yeah, exactly. It dilutes the drink.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm paying $15 for a vodka Red Bull, do you realize I could buy a glass vodka bottle?
Right. I'm not trying to.
We don't have to go into it, but
well, I mean, all I'm saying is like, it's one of those things that's so.
It's a Ryan move, no?
It's not that it's a Ryan move. I just feel like most places aren't going to be like, wow, we got a genius here. Like, this guy's figured it out. You know, they're not going to say that. They're just going to be like, yeah, we don't do that.
No, that's what they do.
It's like really obvious how that's a way to save money. We're not fucking idiots. You know? Because just imagine a glass. Imagine a glass with nothing in it, and then you just pour half of it with vodka and then pour half of it with Red Bull. Wow, that's a strong ass drink.
Fat ass drink. Exactly.
And then you take a glass and then you fill it half up with ice cubes, and then you do that. That's a normal drink.
I mean, isn't it worth a shot though? You know, I can't think of all the
but
times.
see, here's
I've
the thing.
done it.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my bartender that's good.
I don't give a shit. Are you kidding me?
Ryan, are you kidding me, Ryan?
No. What do you like about bartenders, dude?
I don't like anything about bartenders. But when I'm in a bar, I would like to be served and paid attention to and treated with respect. And the way to do that is to
tip,
play by
dog.
I know, but to play by the rules,
Yeah.
Ryan. You come up with the you might as well
Play by the rules.
you might as well be a mom that asks for the manager at a restaurant. Have you seen those memes? Like,
oh, get out of here! I'm asking for no ice.
I'm just
don't
saying,
compare me to a mom who asks for the manager.
it's in the same category.
No,
it's
not.
Yes, it is. It is, Ryan.
No, it's like
not,
the guy at
it's
Chick-fil-A
a subtle
who
version
asks
of
for
it.
more sauce. That's who I am. Okay.
No,
Because they give you a fat amount of sauce at Chick-fil-A. So
Ryan,
you ask for more sauce.
I gotta disagree with you on that because it's like
right,
it's totally understandable.
It's somewhere in between, though, right? It's somewhere in between.
Let me tell you the difference.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So you're at the bar. Hey, can I get a vodka Red Bull with no ice? Immediate reaction that pops into the person's head.
Wow, this guy's a fucking
This
asshole.
guy's trying to scam us right now. This cheapsake.
Isn't that so funny? Yeah.
And he said, no, we're not doing that. And now you're at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, and they ask you about sauce. And you say, oh, can I get the Chick-fil-A sauce, but can I get a lot extra? The first thing that pops into that guy's head is, yeah, our sauce is so fucking good. Probably one of two people asked for extra sauce. So, yeah, sure. So it's kind of like, it's not the same thing. That's why I was comparing it to the asking for the manager.
I mean,
it's
when
nothing
you play
like
out
asking
the
for the
scenarios
manager.
like that, it makes more sense.
Yeah, it's nothing like asking for the manager, Ryan.
Okay.
But it is a bad start, I feel like, to the relationship with the bartender.
So we agree. It's somewhere in between mom asking for the manager and asking for extra sauce at Chick-fil-A.
It's in between that.
Somewhere in between there is Ryan asking for no ice.
You know when you're at a popular bar and you're a dude and it's harder for a dude to get a drink at a bar,
yes.
You want to, have your first drink order go smoothly.
Correct. Or
to
you
establish
could do
the
that.
friendship.
Here's my logic now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
okay? Usually I just don't want to pay $15 for ice in my drink, right?
Yeah.
If I'm nice to the person, right, then I go back up there and I'm flashing my card at him, right? And I'm winking at him or however you get their attention. You got to get 3 drinks.
Yeah.
With the same amount of potency as one vodka Red Bull with no ice, right? So I can take that time and just be an asshole and then shift over to another bartender who doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
Try the same thing. I'm willing to risk that. I do get your point, though. You do like to be nice to the bartenders, and you do like to be like, oh, hey, man, like, can I get some? Like, oh, for sure, boss,
Yeah, just make it easy on them. So
I
then
get
that way when they see you coming up to order another drink,
They're
they're like,
like,
oh, this guy always makes it easy.
Yep, I get you. See, I don't go out that much for me to really try and build a relationship with people.
Yeah.
Across the bar.
Yeah.
I do tip, though. I'm a tipper. You got to tip. Even though it's a kind of crooked system. Like, why are we really tipping,
I don't know, Ryan.
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking, why do we? Because I don't know.
If I'm being...
It's a standard, right? I mean...
I tip now.
But really, it's not that
I tip
hard.
now because I've worked in food service. So, like, I understand, like, how... It means a lot if you leave
For
a tip.
sure, but...
It means a lot.
But think of it this way, right? Like... I mean, I'm a software engineer, right? And let's say I'm coding up some stuff, and then I go out to see a customer. I would sure as hell appreciate a tip as well, Sure would help.
Wait.
It's the same logic both ways around.
But in your position, Ryan, like, you're not, like, serving someone, like face to face. Like,
okay, see, that's a good point. So
there's no face to face interaction.
Is what we, classify like a tippable service when it's like a one-on-one service, like getting a haircut, waiting a table.
You know what it's kind of like?
Getting your nails done. I mean, what is it? Is it one-on-one? It kind of makes sense to me.
I in a way, it's almost a performance. Hear me out.
A performance.
Hear me out. You know how performers get.
Oh, okay.
Successful
performance.
Successful performers get paid a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're successful and you're a performer, you usually get things for free. You get all these benefits. You get all these things.
Yeah.
And it comes with a ground of like having this confidence to do something like perform. And if you think about waiting a table or being a waitress or being a bartender, that's something that in itself is a performance, because every night you're having to meet new people, talk to new people, serve new people. And you're in a position where you're not in power. You're at this kind of like this point of where you're in service to them, because if it's anything other than that, you're out of a job. So to me, that constitutes a certain something like a tip, because you have other positions where there's not really that performance to it.
Yeah, I get you.
And there's not that level of confidence, because it's almost like public speaking in a way, and so many people are afraid of that.
No, you're right. And I think, it's like I'm asking myself, and like we can't answer the question like, why do we tip? But it's like, oh, it's a standard. Like, yeah, it's a standard, but like I feel like that had to be created somewhere down the line, where like someone was waiting a table and was like a really genuinely nice person, and the person that was receiving the meal was like, hey, I'm going to tip this. Like, this was great, I had my food on time, all this stuff. But now it's almost like you have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's expected.
It is. I mean, some tables like...
I think, is it just... I feel like in some...
Majority of the time, I enjoy tipping.
Do you think in some countries tips aren't a thing?
I think so, yeah. I think they're not.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely within, like, the United States.
I think it's a big American thing. I mean, yeah, as someone who's been on the receiving ends of tips and for a long time, put gas in his car with tips, I
really like the
tips.
idea of like,
and
I love to
tip.
hear when like people get tips and they're super smart with their tips. They're like, no, I don't even touch them. Like, that goes to this, that does this, or oh, like my paycheck, don't even use it, just goes in my savings. Like, I just use my tip money, I love that. That's great,
That's how it was. That's how it was with me with gas.
That makes me want to tip more.
When I was working at Capone's, that I would like, working 5 nights a week, so I'm doing a lot of driving, and
hell yeah,
every night, like when the shift would end, my gas.
Capone's doesn't pay for gas?
No, they would. Yeah, my gas tank would always be low. But I would always get tips, and then I'd put the tips right into the gas tank, and then that gas would last me long enough until I got tips the next time. So it was just like a cycle of every time I got tips. And the best thing, there was a gas station right across the street from Capone's.
Yeah.
So it was just, I spent so many nights just, can I get $7 on, like just like these tiny amounts that would last for another day or two.
Dude, I was honestly asking my parents if we should do some Capone's takeout. Like, are you guys down? Let's not go into pizza again. But
yeah, we don't need to dive into the pizza thing. Okay, I do have a pizza. Okay, Scratch Pizza on Lost. Look up Scratch Pizza. Oh my God, it's good.
Is it?
Move on. Let's move on.
All right, that's
pizza.
It. Done.
Listen,
we got to get back to the alcohol situation.
Oh yeah,
because we didn't even get up to this. Okay, that was like when I was 16, I think. Okay. Maybe when I was 17.
They're drinking out of the plastic vodka bottles now.
I'm going to bring up a very embarrassing story of mine, and we're not going to get into details, Frank.
Wait.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, give me some.
Well, it's
is
I might name drop a last name right here.
Well,
it's a party, and it's known as
Dowdy.
First Ladies.
Is it Dowdy?
It's Dowdy.
Dowdy.
All right,
Dowdy's
P. Dowdy. I'll say P. Dowdy's party.
Yeah.
Anyone who went to Poly High School knows a P. Dowdy's party.
Actually, anybody who was popping in Riverside during the year of, what year?
Dude, that must have been 2014.
Hold on,
was I a senior?
Everybody excuse the phone pull out. I'm
I was
gonna scroll up in the memories here.
Anyways, here's what happened.
The date here.
Here's what happened. I got so turned that this guy,
football player.
I'm about to name drop again.
Just say Ben.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben the football player.
Big guy, Samoan dude, literally shouldered me out of this party.
Yeah, threw him over the shoulder.
And then that's all I'm going to give about the party. It's a lot more embarrassing than that. But the awkward part about it, get this, Frank. I don't know if you know this, dude.
Yeah.
I see him. Like that was like Saturday or
It was
Friday.
February 7th, 2015.
Get the fuck out of
was
here,
the
dude.
day,
Did you
yeah.
just pull it up on your phone? That's
Yeah, February
ridiculous.
27th.
How fantastic
February
is it that
7th,
you can figure that out
2015,
within
yeah.
like 10 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, if you were
anyways.
popping in Riverside in 2015, you were there. For sure.
I see him at school the following Monday.
Mm-hmm. I think you told me this.
I like go up to him and I'm like, "Hey man, thanks, dude." He just
Thanks,
like
dude.
shakes my hand and I was like, "Dude, it's most like awkward walk of shame, like walking up to him, like him knowing I'm walking up to him and just like knowing what the fuck's gonna happen right now."
Yeah.
I forgot what I drank that night though.
You know, Ryan.
But honestly,
you know what's funny about you bringing this up is that I'm the other part of that story that's extremely embarrassing.
right.
I did something that is just as bad as Ryan.
this was our bad night, dude.
This was so
let's
bad
not get
for
into
Ryan.
it though.
I don't think
No.
we need to get into more. Yeah.
The point of it was, that this dude carried me out of the party because of drinking, basically.
These
over
are,
his
these are
shoulder.
off-air stories.
What's that?
I said these are the details of this story is off air.
This is White Claw Wednesday only, okay? What happens at White Claw Wednesday stays at White Claw
Yeah,
Wednesday.
no, I'm just saying like, I mean,
Even
yeah,
though we're publicizing to the internet.
we don't
That makes
need
sense.
to dive into the details of how humiliating
No,
we were that
we
night.
won't.
Let's just leave it up to the people who already know and the people that are close enough to know, because god damn, it's embarrassing, man. That
It's funny to look back on.
it's funny
And
to
honestly,
look back at it. But I felt
I'm gonna
so.
continue-
But Ryan, remember how shitty we felt that
Yeah, it was
week
bad,
after?
dude.
Like
it was bad.
we
It was just a
felt
bad week.
so bad, dude. And what was funny is Ryan blacked out and I browned out. So Ryan
Yeah.
had no recollection, but I had a good amount of recollection. So for me, I felt a little more
Listen,
embarrassed.
to
than
listeners
Ryan.
out there, think of your worst drinking moment ever. Hopefully you do drink, and hopefully, I mean, hopefully
because you listen to
no,
this.
not hopefully you drink, but hopefully you can relate to drinking.
Yeah, I mean, you might
Think
not
of
drink
your
anymore,
worst
but you've
blackout
had a
moment.
story.
Just think of that, and think of the level of embarrassment you felt right there.
Yeah,
Because I honestly,
peak embarrassment. From alcohol.
and I honestly think that everyone goes through something like that. You know,
Everybody has a night where they get, and some people have multiple.
and
nights.
I'm gonna turn this.
I've actually had multiple nights. Where
This
I've
is
embarrassed
my
myself.
one standout moment for me. However, I want to wrap it back to a positive.
Yeah.
I have never gotten blacked out since that night, except for my 21st birthday, and I didn't do stupid shit on my 21st birthday. It was like a life, lesson for me, and honestly, I'm really happy that it happened.
Yeah.
In high school, because throughout my college years, I was so fucking solid, dude.
Yeah, you had it.
I was
together,
ready to
feel.
go. You know, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
we're drinking, but stay conscious.
Yeah.
Like, you're not invincible, dude. Like, this shit's gonna get hairy if you just, let your mental state go.
Yeah.
And I saw it happen to so many people in college, and it's like, it's rough. It's rough,
Yeah, that's how I was. My year at SLO was a.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I went way too
That
hard.
wasn't as embarrassing though. Not
No,
even
but
close.
I mean, I had multiple nights though at SLO where I got in. I was running into the law. Which is why I eventually got kicked out of school there. I don't know. To me, technically I didn't get kicked out for my behavior, but I had so
you
many.
didn't get kicked out.
I didn't get kicked out for my behavior, but I had so many strikes against me. I had like 4 or 5
Talking
strikes
about in the dorms.
Yeah, there was one point where I think after my 5th strike, I had to.
They gave you 5 strikes.
Oh yeah, no, I just kept getting in trouble for different things. So like whether it was the stolen pencil or the blazing in the room,
Dude,
or partying in the room.
We gotta
with
tell
other-
that
with
stolen
other
pencil
people.
story one day because it is such.
It
bullshit.
is ridiculous. It is fucking bullshit. Bro.
I mean, if no one
It's
has
the
heard the story,
highest form of bullshit.
if no one has heard the story and they just hear stolen pencil, they're like,
yeah.
"Wait,
Oh,
what? They
wait,
gave
Frank, you had to
Wait,
pay someone $75 for stealing a pencil that wasn't for sale and was used?
Maybe we should talk about that next time, dude. It'll come up naturally, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
have so much to
all I
talk
can
about,
say
everyone.
is, I just slow was a wild year, so
Yeah.
I got kicked out. I was self-sabotaging there, but going to San Francisco, spending a little bit of time in San Francisco,
You're
that
killing
I got
it,
to
dog.
spend. Yeah, and when I was at parties and in party situations at school, I was always I had it together.
You got listen. if you
I was
drinking,
I was a completely different. Like my experiences were on another level moving into San Francisco compared to moving into San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
And you, as a personal friend of mine, know that.
I completely, that totally resonates with me. I mean, I immediately, like, when you first moved to San Francisco, I mean, I think it was like week 2. I think I told you, like, dude, I feel like, bro, like you've changed or something, you know, like you got your shit together.
Oh, dude.
And it's like everyone has to have that, something like that. Like, there are very little people, my mom is one of them, that have drank their entire life, but they're just like, I don't know, they only have like 1 or 2 drinks, you know? And it's like, it doesn't take an experience to like keep them solid. But for the 99.9%, you need to have something like that. You need to, you know, everyone can relate to that.
Yeah. The majority of people who drink can relate to an embarrassing drinking story. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And it wakes you up, you know? And it's like, you know, you hear your parents talking and you're like, be careful with alcohol. Like, it's, you know, it's not, like, you got to be safe. You got to be careful. And it's like, boom, like, they know, you know, like, they've already had one of these, you know? It's like, you're, like, thinking about it after time.
And the dangerous thing about alcohol to me, it's, you know what's funny about it?
We've talked about these being dangerous, too.
Yeah, I know it's super, I like how, like, I can go to the store and buy alcohol and get drunk. Like,
it's great.
I dig that as that's what we are as a country. But when I look at alcohol, which is you know, substance, and I compare it to other substances, it is in the category of substances where the more you, like, when you start doing it, as you continue doing it, it becomes easier to do.
For sure.
It's like because I feel like with something like weed.
Yeah.
Smoke weed, smoke too much weed, you fall asleep.
Okay.
And then you drink too much. And I feel like with drinking, the more you drink, the easier it becomes to drink. So the more you down. Kind of like along the lines with cocaine, where you do a line, 30 minutes, you're rocking, and then, you know, you're starting to come down a little bit, so you do another line.
Okay.
So
I think you're right.
I see alcohol as like it is a very destructive substance, and I think that is in line with the fact that the more you take of it, the easier it becomes to take in more.
Yeah, if you don't
like
know,
the first beer is harder to drink than the fourth beer is what I'm saying.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
The fourth beer tastes like God's nectar.
It tastes like water.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
Throwback to Coors.
Yeah.
Like,
and
dude,
exactly.
There were so many moments where we would joke around about
and
the line like
the same thing happens with these.
It's like water.
It's like water.
You know?
But the same thing happens with these.
Well, these are worse. We've had this discussion many times.
You get ahead of yourself.
The thing is, this tastes like this really does taste like God's water right off the bat.
It does.
You know?
It tastes good right off the bat. It does.
And I'm really glad. Shout out to Austin Vermillion.
It's okay. Whatever, right. I feel like the homies.
Yeah, he is the homie.
The people that we are talking
and
about.
And actually, you know him. You know how fucking awesome he is.
Yeah, we did the 2 dance studio.
He's the one that suggested for us to bring up our times before the White Claws.
Yeah, which was a great suggestion.
Fantastic. Maybe my favorite suggestion so far.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Claws, and I worry about the new generation right now, is these are too good, dude. It's like we grew up on beer, and then we started drinking with beer.
Yeah. And then liquor, which all tastes bad.
Which just tastes terrible. And
this
then
is
liquor,
like the first, and you know what else? Here's the other thing, Ryan.
You said it perfect. God's nectar right here.
Mike's Hard Lemonade was a thing. Like, there was a thing like where alcohol was sweet and tasted good. But in the scene of like the young party scene, it was always looked at as, oh, that's not cool. But when White Claws came around, for some reason the frat guys accepted them.
What? 100 calories?
And
what? Tastes good?
When the fraternity community accepts an alcohol,
it's bad, dude. Everyone goes for it.
Everyone goes for it, but not only that, I feel like you can get away with being at a bar drinking a White Claw and nobody's going to come up to me and be like, "Hey, pussy."
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. You're exactly right. And that's why we're scared, right?
So that's why this shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Is because you can drink this shit now and nobody's like hating on you because the Claw is cool.
Because I mean, what can you hate about these things? I mean, honestly, like, find something to hate about them.
I kind of think
I can't.
And throwing it back to the little Mike's Hard before the invention of these, like good tasting sweet alcohols.
Yeah. Those really didn't taste good to me, to be honest.
And I'm not about the whole, and I'm not trying to encourage homophobic behavior, or anything like that. But the reason why these are so much better than Mike's Hard Lemonade,
why,
is because it's only 2 grams of sugar per can.
Yeah.
And a Mike's Hard's packing in at like, I don't know,
like
20,
30,
25,
dude.
30, 40
30.
grams of
Yeah.
some double-digit high number of grams of sugar.
Well, listen.
And that's how all the other sweet drinks are, except for the hard seltzers.
You got to understand that. I don't want to drink. Like, when I'm drinking alcohol, I don't want to drink a bunch of sugar with it, you know?
Exactly,
I don't want it
that's
to...
a whole nother high.
I want it to taste a little bit like alcohol,
dude,
you know?
that's a whole nother high. You realize that?
Yeah, exactly. Sugar high.
That's
right,
why Four Locos are crazy. You mix the alcohol with the caffeine. Yep. That's 2 highs right there.
Well, here's the thing. And let's get back to it. I'm scared. I'm honestly scared because I don't know how the younger generation is going to, if they really latch onto these.
Like they start getting their 21-year-old siblings to buy them for the parties, and then...
I liked drinking alcohol, but I hated alcohol. Like, nobody likes alcohol.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the feeling that you get.
Yeah.
Right?
But you still have to push through that barrier of how bad it tastes.
Exactly.
And this takes that barrier away in a way.
And it does. But the thing is about these things, and the reason I like them is because I don't feel like I'm drinking Mike's Hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the little bite at the end, but it's masked by the flavor, which is delicious. Yeah. And they really nailed it. But I'm scared, honestly. And I'm happy that, so for the suggestion, all those times that we just told you about, we went on for a rant, but
yeah, that was a minute.
Now we are in a time in our life where we're both 21, over 21.
We're both 22, Ryan.
I meant to say over 21.
We're old now.
And we've sort of had these experiences that we just told you about. Yeah. You know, where we learned about alcohol, where we figured out, okay, this shit's real. You don't fuck with it, you know. Yeah. You can have fun with it, for sure. And honestly, it creates a lot of good memories, you know, if used right.
I hate hangovers, though.
But
God, I hate them so much.
You got to be really careful.
Yeah.
And now I'm so glad. I feel like we were born at the 2, maybe 3 year range you can be born in.
We were born in a great time,
for these to enter your life with no repercussions. It's fantastic, honestly, because we know, you know.
Can you believe that there are people like it's? I'm so happy we made it in before the 21st century hit.
Because we calling myself a 90s baby.
I know, bro. It's so cool, dude. Like, fuck, man. I'm not. Well, it's good. It feels good to make the cut, you know.
It does.
Because we have lived in 2 centuries.
I'm gonna open this one for all the fans.
And not a lot of people will get the chance to live in 2 centuries. You know, that's a cool thing to do. Like to be able to live in 2 different centuries. Think about that. Be alive in 2 different centuries. Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. That's a fun thing.
I mean, we barely made it, though.
I mean, we barely made it, but we still made it. You know, we still made it.
We don't remember anything, but we were there.
We were there. I was alive when Michael Jordan won his 6th championship with the Bulls. So were you?
Right.
Yeah, we were there.
Dude, anytime I talk about Michael Jordan, I always think of Kobe, man. Rest in peace, dog. You can't say it enough, you know?
No, you really can't.
I mean,
no, you can't.
That guy. I mean, he's still... Like he
was so nice, bro.
Dude, he was wet.
If I'm being honest, the way I rank my GOATs, I go Michael, Kobe, and LeBron. That's how I go 1, 2, 3. That's how I do it.
I go Kobe first. First of all, because I'm a Lakers fan. Yeah. Second of all, because I really didn't get into basketball until I started playing it, which was like, I think 8. Yeah, I was like 7 or 8. And you know, my dad is a dancer. He didn't really watch sports growing up. Yeah. So it's really just me and my brother. Getting interested.
It's interesting you say that because my dad, huge baseball fan. My mom's a basketball fan, and my mom thinks Michael Jordan ruined basketball. And then Kobe came along, and that made her not like the Lakers. So for me, I kind of had to fall into basketball on my own and starting to like it myself.
So your mom played basketball, right?
No, yeah, she played basketball.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like getting into like the NBA and like watching NBA stuff and learning about that.
Well, it's just exciting, man. And I mean, now that he's gone.
But you started getting into basketball when like Kobe was playing.
Like I was 8 in 2005.
You started playing basketball early because the photo the photo that you see of Ryan and I as young kids is us on the same basketball team in elementary school. We played on the same basketball team.
If you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube, check out the thumbnail. Actually, it's our image on
Spotify. Yeah. So
that is us. If you haven't taken a look at that photo,
that's us. Yeah.
Can you give a shout out to your friend who did it? We haven't even shouted him out.
Yeah. Luis Jala. Yeah.
Amazing photo he made.
Yeah. I sent him. I just sent him the photo of us as kids, and Ryan's sitting on like a plastic dinosaur on the playground.
Right.
And all I told him, I said, "Hey, Luis, can you make the dinosaur into a White Claw?"
Dude, he literally nailed it.
And he just took it from there. And I told him it's called White Claw Wednesday, and he fucked it up.
I told you, I was
sweet.
Like, bro, can he do this? And he's just like, I think so. And then he nailed it, dude.
Yeah,
like perfect.
He even has a little detail with the arm where your arm is like over it. You know, it's.
I don't know how he did it, man.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
very cool. And he put mango too, which I told him to put. Which he even asked, he was like, "What flavor you want?" And I was like, "You know,
mango for sure."
I want to give another shout out to Luis right now because
go ahead.
I have a little quick story to tell you.
Let's cheers.
The servers. Yeah.
Honestly,
I opened the last mango.
If you guys are, hell yeah, dude. I saved that one for you, by the way.
Thank you.
Please give us suggestions, guys.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I mean,
life's not really super exciting right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about.
Like if
we'll figure out what
if you're watching this right now, and if you're watching it on YouTube or you're listening to it, and you can comment on YouTube and let us know what to do, or I'm assuming if you're listening to this right now, you probably have a way to contact either Ryan and I in some form. So
just shoot us what did you hear? What did you hear?
Literally,
this week,
just let us know. Like, hey, talk about this.
Yeah,
and we'll be so pleasantly surprised to hear that you listen.
I mean, you guys. Honestly,
because we have received messages. It's fun. It's fun to receive messages of what to talk about from the people that are listening, because then it lets us know, like, hey, that person's listening. Yeah. So then it's like, oh, that's cool.
Exactly.
And then we will 100% talk about what you want to talk about.
I can't describe how excited we were to record this podcast.
Yeah.
So
exactly. We were pumped for this episode for sure. But going back to the little shout out, second shout out to Luis. So a couple of days ago, the Modern Warfare Call of Duty servers are down just for the PlayStation players. I think it's I think it's a problem with my console because I game share with Tristan, which means we share
Xbox homes.
Yeah, we set up both our PlayStation accounts on our separate
the games.
Yeah, so we share our PlayStation accounts.
Yeah.
So that way we're able to split the price of games.
Yep.
So Tristan and I are both about to play Modern Warfare together, and we're trying, and it's failing, and I'm getting pissed. And I try to restart on the PlayStation. I'm like, fuck. I get pissed by like the third time that it's not working. Yeah. And I'm like, fucking PlayStation. And I go to the back of the PlayStation and I fucking I turn it, you know how I turn it off, Ryan? I go to the back of the PlayStation and I yank out the power cord. I don't just unplug the power from the wall.
And the whole apartment shakes.
I yank out the power cord.
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to know what that did? It corrupted my hard drive.
No, it didn't. Frank, you're lying to me right now.
Dead ass serious. Just for a little background. When it comes to computers, game systems, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You should never unplug it from its source, whether that be the source of where it plugs into the actual thing or the plug into the wall. Yeah. Whether it be there or there. You don't want to unplug either. Mm-hmm. But I have had a lot of systems in my days, computers, blah, blah, blah. And I have done the unplugging method a lot of times.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that I did it straight from the source of the PS4. Because there have been times where I've done it just plugging out from the wall.
From the wall
But this was the first time that I went straight from the PS4.
Yeah.
And it fried.
Because you wanted to let it know.
Oh, I wanted to let it know, yeah. I want to let it know. And it fried it because...
Wait, it really is like done.
Well, I'm getting to the shout out for Luis. I try to start. I try to start it up in regular mode. I turn it on, and it says PS4 cannot start up. Please plug in your controller with the USB, and then plus the PlayStation button. Okay. I do that not working. It's not sensing the controller.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
Luis tells me start it up in safe mode. I do that. That doesn't work either. Luis is like, well, I'm shit out of luck. I don't know what to do. I take the PS4 to his house, drop it off, come back home. Less than an hour later.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, it's a boo-boo, but I fixed it. And I was, because at first he says it's a boo-boo, and I was like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
And then he's like, but I fixed it. And I was like, oh,
Hell
what?
Yeah. Hell
and he's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's exactly what I thought. Your hard drive corrupted, so I had to wipe it. But the PS4 works. So
oh, nice.
he restores my PS4, signs into my account, downloads Modern Warfare for me.
Hell yeah.
I go to pick up the PlayStation, come back, plug it in, turn on my PlayStation, select my account, and I get the extra surprise that deserves a shout out. He put a Tory Lanez album cover as the background for my PlayStation Home. And
some things you
can't do yourself. I don't know how to do that, but he did. And I'm like,
I don't know how to do that. My background is
not
a
only,
fucking boring ass
Not only did
thing.
he bring my PlayStation back from literal death, but he gave me like a background that I couldn't do myself. So it was just like, so extra shout out to this guy because Luis just does tech favors.
I've
for
never
me.
met him. Let's play some Modern Warfare with him, man.
We should.
I gotta thank him for that.
Luis does tech favors for me that are just, without a doubt, just extremely helpful. I don't
know where we came off from this, but
I do have.
Where are we at right now? What'd you see?
We're at an hour. Right at an hour.
You're lying.
Right in an hour.
Oh fuck, dude.
So I want to mention Ryan. You know who Lil Dicky is, right?
Yeah, I know Lil Dicky is. Yeah.
Okay, Lil Dicky. He came on the game in 2013 with his mixtape So Hard. Dropped his first album, Professional Rapper, in 2015.
I remember.
He always wanted to come at the rap game from a place of.
You were hype about him, yeah.
I'm coming at it from a funny spot. I'm trying to dive in it from a comedic angle because I want to turn it into a comedy acting career. So I was I was like, okay, I'm interested. Where's he going to take this?
Yeah.
So he drops an album in 2015, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know he still wants to do this whole acting comedy thing. 5 years go by. 5 years, Ryan.
Yep.
And he comes out with
couple great songs.
He comes out with a show called Dave. It's on FX. It's had 9 episodes on air so far. The episode 10.
I think I remember you telling me this, actually.
Episode 10, which is the finale of season 1, premieres on this Wednesday. And if you have Hulu, you can watch it on Hulu. Watch all the episodes on Hulu. And, oh my God, it is so good.
Is it?
It is.
Is it just straight comedy or what?
Ryan, I just finished episode 9.
Yeah.
I was sobbing at the end.
No, you weren't.
No, Ryan, I'm not even.
That doesn't mean too much for you, though. Would I be crying?
Yeah. I don't know if you'd be crying, but you'd be
I'd be teary-eyed.
The emotion strings would be pulling.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. If Amanda wasn't in the room with you,
I would be teary-eyed.
You would either go and hug her, or you'd hug her if she was in the room.
Wow, it's that good.
And it hits these emotional highs that are.
For those of you that are like, "What? Are you serious?" Trust Frank, okay? Please.
It hits these emotional highs that you don't think a comedy can get to, and then at the same time, consistently, it's funny the whole time.
Wow.
So I can't recommend Dave enough to people. It is extremely good, and I know you got time to watch it if you got Hulu and you're home quarantine.
Totally not. The government isn't
totally
listening,
not.
But
Yeah, don't.
I may do it. Psych.
Yeah, it's so good, so good.
All right. You want to end it there? I know you got some stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, there was one other thing.
Listen, people, we were so hyped about this episode.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Frank was like, I don't want to tell you, but I got to talk about these 2 things. Like, and he didn't tell me, but
second thing.
Go ahead.
You want to know what I did today?
I'm guessing you played video games, you ate food.
Yeah.
And
I wrote an album.
Did you really?
Yeah. So Jake, Ryan's old neighbor, Riverside neighbor.
Yeah. Starpones.
Been buddies with him since 5th grade, and he's always been similar to Luis. Always been a tech guy. Always been a wizard with the computer.
Hell yeah.
And he has
appreciate that.
And in the last 3 or 4 years, he's gotten really into producing music on his computer. And he recently sent me. He's been doing things where he's been taking unreleased Travis Scott verses And he's been making beats his own. He's been making his own beats,
Nice.
and then he's been taking the verses on their own, these unreleased, leaked Travis verses, and he's been making Travis songs out of, with his own beats. He sends me one of these. It's fire, and I tell him, because I had done a little messing around with him before, where I'd gone over to his place and listened to some beats and had the mic set up, and I was just kind of singing, doing fucking around, and he sends me this Travis song that he made yesterday, and he said, "I'll listen to it. It's great." And then I say, "Hey, can you send me a bunch of beats that like don't have any voices on it?" Because I thought that's what it was going to be at first. Because I thought it was like a Travis type beat. I didn't think Travis was actually come in and start rapping. So I'm listening to this. I'm like, this sounds good. And I start to kind of like, just like sing over it or whatever. And then Travis comes in, I'm like, listen to that. I'm like, but I tell him, I'm like, Jake, send me like what you have that doesn't have Travis on it or whatever.
Get you.
And he shares me on he shares me on Google a file of a folder of beats, and it's like. I'm thinking like, let's see, got rows of 5.
Probably 5 or 4, yeah.
It's probably like 40 or 50
Damn.
beats. Yeah, it's like 40 or 50 beats.
He's on that underground shit.
And I only clicked on like 5 or 6 of them, and I was feeling them. So I just immediately got hit with this way. I was like, bro, like I've always wanted to like write like, because I like the idea of conceptual albums, like albums that tell a story. Because I like screenwriting, so I'm trying to apply like, because I'm not a songwriter, but I'm trying to like. Just kind of get in those shoes. So I figured the easiest way for me to do that is to make my album a story from beginning to end. And that way I'll have a guiding point that guides me through writing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. I took a concept and I wrote 13 songs today.
I can't believe you haven't sent me that already.
Yeah, I wrote 13 songs today.
You're going to send me it right now, right?
Well, I'm going to record. So that's the thing. Jake let me know all this because he's moving back to Riverside. He'd moved out to Mobile.
We can talk. Okay.
So he's moving back to Riverside.
Yeah.
And he's looking like probably coming back next week, coming back soon. And I just sent him like I wrote all this down in a notebook. I wrote all these 13 songs.
Hell yeah.
And I sent him the photo of all the songs I wrote. And he's like, "Fuck yeah!" So we're gonna record next week. So
dude,
you got a
6 feet, dog. Stay 6 feet away though.
The first. Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, of course. Whatever. We'll worry about it. Whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. I'm just excited to record because so like I'm planning on like releasing an album because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, dude, why not?
I had nothing to do today, so I wrote an album.
Frank, we have
so whatever.
We have fans now. Okay.
Yeah, we do. And I figured why not plug it on here? Like I got like 15 fans on here. Yeah, so I'm gonna be recording some songs with Jake, and hopefully they, we'll see he's been fucking with like working with voice and auto tune and all that shit. So
dude, hell yeah,
I think you can make me sound good.
And you've always been, I mean, obviously, if people haven't been able to tell yet, but you've obviously been a very artistic and creative person, and I think you've
been in plenty of car session jams with me, right?
For sure, yeah. You're right, and you can rap, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna be singing.
You can sing too.
I'm gonna be singing. Oh yeah.
I think you are able to see artistic, concepts and ideas that people put into things, and it's like if people ever hear me talk about a song, guaranteed Frank's already told me that information. It's like I don't see any of this, and Frank tells me, and I'm like, shit, dude, like you're right, man. And then I'll relay it to sound cool, but it's really Frank.
It to sound.
And so I feel like you, out of everyone I know, are able to see artistic things, and like that would qualify you to create something.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, you don't really do music. I
No.
mean, obviously you fuck around and stuff.
I mean, this was the first time I've ever because I've always been scared to be like, because I sit down and I just try to just write a song.
Yeah.
But it never comes. I was like, this is stupid. Like, there's nothing behind this.
Yeah.
But then I thought of it. I was like, concept albums are a thing where there's a singular idea running from beginning to end. And why can't what's the difference? I was like, what's the difference between me writing a story and then me writing a story in a song? Like the only difference is I have to be a little more cryptic.
Yeah, a little different art style, right?
I have to rhyme.
Yep.
But besides that, I'm still telling a story from beginning to end with every track.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear it, man.
Yeah.
I love that you waited for the podcast to tell me.
It's called.
You've got the.
It's an acronym. It's an acronym.
Okay.
It's LAFS. LAFS, and it's an acronym.
Los Angeles
no.
Fast
Okay.
Security.
It's an acronym.
God, that was so stupid. I'm sorry.
It's a romantic cliche acronym. So I'll give and whether or not you get it like right as I say it, because it's funny. I was telling my mom about it, and I was like, yeah, it's LAFS, and it's a romantic cliche, and that's what the acronym is. And she writes it down, and as soon as she wrote it down on paper, LAFS, she got it right away.
Really,
yeah.
Your mom?
She got it right away.
I don't, dude. I honestly, I can tell you the first word is maybe love. Correct?
See, yeah, you're already there. Yeah. Don't give it away for the fans.
I don't know it. I don't know, dude.
Okay.
I really don't.
It's just a puzzle for you. So LAFS, and it's a romantic cliche, and it's an acronym. So that's the concept of the album, and that's the title of the album. And I'm hopefully going to be recording it next week, and knowing Jake, get it out by the end of this month, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We'll come up with an artist name.
We'll put it in the link. I don't know if YouTube has like a fan I keep calling everyone fans. I'm sorry. Is that weird to call everyone fans?
I don't think it's weird to call them fans. Because I think you can have, because all our fans are our friends.
That's what I'm saying. So I like to think that our fan base is our friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
our homies, our people that know us. Yeah. Anyways, if there is, I'll put it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is. I really haven't looked into that, but yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I just had to say that because I was like, oh man, it just felt, it was one of those things, and it was fun to do too.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it felt like it was
it's probably going to be better to record it. I mean,
exactly, but
it's going to be so much fun.
Even writing it, it was just, I couldn't stop. Because I spent my whole day doing it.
Wow, dude.
But it was like I couldn't stop doing it because it was like I had to finish the story.
Dude, that's crazy to me. Honestly, I'm not that type of person.
And you know what's cool? Like
that can just sit down and write and think and be creative.
So track one's an intro.
I can't even do a puzzle, dude. What?
Yeah, track one's an intro.
Yeah.
And then you got 2, 3, 4, 5 is an interlude.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got 6, 7, 8 is a skit.
Okay.
And then you got 9, 10, 11.
8's a skit?
Yeah, then you got 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's the one I'm excited for.
And then you got 13 as the outro. And
hell yeah, dude.
By the way, Ryan, I think I'm going to need a voice memo from you for the skit.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to need a voice memo. Yeah, I am.
Dude,
I am.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I am.
All right, everyone. We got to end it here.
Yeah, let's end it on there.
Shout out to Frank for pursuing his dreams, being creative. Shout out to everyone who has been giving us suggestions. If you have suggestions, as Frank said, please let us know. We really enjoy it, and we love talking about things that you guys want us to talk about, right?
We'll talk about anything with each other.
We literally have no filter, as you probably heard during this podcast.
Yeah.
So, episode 16.
Cheers up.
Cheers up. Thank you, everyone.